Now, I told you guys yesterday that I was putting on the next coat of this because of what was launching today. So if you didn't see my live earlier, if you only saw Ivan going live doing super scoops, you may have missed this. There's a few of these left, but this is why I had to have this ready today so I could actually show you guys the new product and use the new product and make myself a tumbler. I'm very excited. So on this live, I'm going to show you the new stuff. We're going to talk about what's on sale. We're going to talk about what's going on the website, but then we're going to craft. So I've got a tumbler where we're going to do kind of this. We're going to do like 3 steps on tumblers and like a progression. So if you are new to tumbler making, we're going to do a step-by-step of the different steps through a tumbler all the way to the point of decaling and then epoxying over the decal, because we are going to prep and glitter a tumbler. We are going to put the first coat of epoxy on a tumbler, and then we've got this tumbler that has the 2 coats of epoxy, and we're going to decal this one and then final coat of epoxy on this one. So we've kind of got like all the steps lined up. This is how today, how I have this lined up is kind of how I envision doing all my lives. This is how I've wanted to do my lives for a long time. It takes an incredible amount of organization, having tumblers ready to rock and roll, have all the things set. It takes like a menagerie of things to happen. I made those menageries happen while Ivan was live. So while he was live, I was like, space, letting my brain calm and think, what am I going to do tonight? I want to craft tonight because this is my true love of this company that I've started, is because I love making things with my hands, doing things with my hands. I don't love the business side of it. I don't love running the business side of it. I love the crafting side. I love the supplying the amazing things to you, because whatever you guys get, I get a little bit of it too. So that's my excuse of why I have so many things. It's because it's my business. I need all these rhinestones because it's the business. But the part of making sure we pay our state taxes to 27 or 52 states, I think we pay in 27 states. We've crossed the threshold doing 27 states, state tax, government taxes, and bills, paying the electric bills. That part I don't like. But the Lily and Rose part, I love. Buying the supplies, picking what we're going to do, creating these really amazing sets. That's the part I love. But if somebody else wants to pay my bills, like, I'll put the money in an account, you guys just pay the bills and make sure they're paid. That would be nice, so I don't have to do that. I'm just playing, you guys. I'm just playing. But yes, so we are going to craft tonight. So we're going to dive right in because we're going to do this. Okay, so hold on. Let me bring up comments over here because I don't. Hold on. Ivan was live earlier doing super scoops. He did quite a few super scoops. He will be doing them again tomorrow when he's done with work, and he's going to come in and roll in and do a couple hours with you guys super scooping. Hold on. Let me refresh here. Live videos. There we go. Sorry, I'm bringing up the live so I can see comments with you guys. Both of my phones have been giving me troubles. What's going on? Click on it. Open up. Open. Save. Watch. Why isn't it opening the live? I've been having tap issues and it's not shifting my phone. Ugh. This is why it just took me so long to get on this live, you guys, because I set this live up and then I couldn't get it to click a button. Like the tap screen wasn't working. I think there's a new bug in the new update for the iPhones, and it's making me crazy because both of these iPhones updated, I think, to last night or today, and I'm having issues with it, the tap screens on both phones. There it goes. Okay, I had to exit out, delete out, and then come back in. Yeah, he did it. He's my husband. I mean, me and my husband, that's what we're like. We're both yappers. We have both high energy. We're both yappers with high energy. So watch out. I warned our neighbors. I told them right out of the gate, we're yappers. We're very social. We're instantly your best friends. We love our neighbors though. Both of our neighbors are
They're
wonderful.
super nice.
Yeah, we have.
Sometimes one of our neighbors, we don't know which, but they take our trash.
They bring our trash cans back down.
They take one though.
Our driveway is very long. Like our road, we have like this. Our driveway is very steep, and then there's a long road that goes out to the main road. And there's only 2 other houses down here with us. I love this house. I was like, "Is this going to be our forever house?" I'm like, "Yes, I love this location. Like I feel like I'm in the woods, other than the road behind us. But like it's really, I love it."
Yeah, and our neighbors are so nice.
Did you just hear me talking? You're like, "She's live. I'm running down there."
No.
Yeah. Okay. So if you missed it, there are a few super scoops up. I decided to launch a few today. Ivan's going at a relatively good pace. I think he can handle having a couple extra added on each day. So if you wanted to grab a super scoop, they are up and they are available for purchase today. It's what it is supplies from the warehouse. We put it in a big bin. He has a big scoop. He's like, this is the size of my arm. It's a very large scooper, and he scoops down in and he pulls it up and then he dumps it in the bucket, and whatever's in that bucket, that's yours. So he goes by name. So like if you can buy as many as you want. They're active and currently open and active. They're $40 a scoop. You're gonna get well over $40 worth of stuff. There's a foggy, my glasses are fingerprints or something on there. It's well over $40 worth of stuff. I had him do a couple test scoops before, so I can make sure he's getting a very large, robust amount of things. And then I turned him loose to do the super scoops. And then he was stressing me out because then he was like, they were huge scoops. It's fine. I told him, I was like, and I had told him, I was like, don't like, and if I was doing the scoops and they were huge scoops, I'd be like, yes, look at this huge scoop. But when I'm on the sidelines and somebody else is doing the huge scoops, it's stressful. Like, I'm stoked for you guys, but holy moly. Of course he says that. No, I call him ding dong, doorknob all the time. I call him, all the time.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. I got it. Yeah. That's because that's what my husband says. I'm like, hey babe, you left the door open. He's like, yeah, I got it. Or like, hey babe, you got to make sure you do this, and this because and he's like, yeah, I got it. He does not, in fact, usually have it.
We were adding baby locks, and Mom was like, don't forget to do this. And he was
I was like, I gotta make sure when you do the baby locks, you do them this way because da da da. And he's like, yeah, I got it. Now all the baby locks are.
They still work.
He did a great job. No, he did a great job. He's fun. He's like he loves to be. He likes to hang out with you
They
guys.
still work. Like the baby can't go, but like they're like there's supposed to be a thing that
The two main ones that we need to actually work do work. They're the ones that with the cereal behind them because she knows the cereal's in there. She'll get out and then she makes a giant mess of cereal. Okay, girl, I gotta work. You gotta go up, or you can hang out, but you gotta let me do this.
Tell them about the story where she did the snowflake thing.
She poured Rice Krispie treats on the ground, like a whole, not crust, but Rice Krispies, not treats, like Rice Krispie cereal, and then it's going like this. Just flying everywhere. I'm like, oh, she's making snow angels on the floor of the kitchen in Rice Krispies. And we just let her go because at that point she's already made the mess and we just let her have a blast. She just went to town. Took like an hour and a half to clean up the Rice Krispies. Okay. So, but if you were just coming in, those super scoops are up on the website. They're $40. He's going to keep doing them. He's going to be doing them tomorrow and the next day and the next day. He's going to be going live. I posted in the group. I have realized, I think the issue with tagging everybody is if you are not personally friends with my personal Facebook, I can't actually tag you guys because I noticed that all the people that it was actually tagging as opposed to just putting the name down, it was actually doing a tag. They have friended me on my personal Facebook page, like Tish and Kristen Carruthers and stuff. And so if I don't care, you guys can all friend me. My personal Facebook page is used like Little Living Rose anyway. But you guys can, but if you want to do that, if you friend me, if you do a friend request, just be aware it might take me 6 months to approve it. It's not because I don't want to approve you, because it does not blip on my radar that that's something I have to go in and do. But I mean, it'll be there. If I remember, I probably have like 50 people that have friended me. I don't not friend you for a reason. I just don't ever think about going in there and accepting friend requests. I literally probably haven't done it in like 2 years.
Why do people friend you?
Because I'm awesome.
I know, but what does it do?
Then they can see all my stuff and I can see all their stuff. Oh, okay. So super scoops are up on the website. Lindsay, you're so cute. Yes, if you guys friend me, I will try. Will you remind me to go in and accept people's friend requests for the next few days?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so super scoops are up on the website. If you want to grab one. Now, this is how I would fill my shopping cart if I was you shopping 100%, because there's a lot of savings right now. the coupon code Love Spiral at the bottom of your screen. Now, this is the Love Spiral coupon code will work through Friday until about 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Love Spiral is this pink amazingness. This one has a lot of Love Spiral on it, especially all the pink, these fun butterflies, all the accessories. Okay, so this is Love Spiral is on here. So Love Spiral, add a Love Spiral. This is my pack. This is not how much I don't even know how much you get in that portion. I think it's a maker's mix. So you get like 15 grams or something. Add a Love Spiral and get an evergreen for free. Okay. These are the two colors. Add a Love Spiral, get an evergreen for free. I did these because I had done this. I had just done this tumbler. And so I wanted you to be able to get the pinks and the greens to be able to do an awesome tumbler. Now, you don't have to do that particular tumbler. It will work on other tumblers like the pretty, beautiful pink hummingbird.
Or the cherry.
Or the cherries. That's another one I said. Or what was my other one? I had
this one?
The horse one.
This one? This one?
It'll work on a lot, but I specifically had a horse one. I moved everything around back here today.
Oh, that blue, cute, sweet pink one, flower one.
There's a specific one with a. Anywho, there's a ton of them. I mean, it'll work with the I'm the problem. It'll work with this one. It's going to work with the plaid daisies. Ooh, that's a good one.
The accent.
I'm not starting with them yet. Plaid daisies, because anything where you're going to use the pinks and then the little bit of greens. Okay, so if you buy a Love Spiral, you can add an evergreen for free. I put them at the top of today's deals on the first like page or two. Go in and add one of each of these, then use coupon code Love Spiral. It will make this one free. So, and you can buy 10 of these and add 10 of these for free. So get as many as you want while supplies last. The coupon code will work through Friday at 9 o'clock at night. Okay, so that's the Love Spiral. I would add this to my shopping cart. Why not save $6.50 and get these rhinestones for free? Then I would add one of these new packs. Okay, so this is the complete pack. These were originally, an idea was to do a UV-DTF subscription. However, with the nature of importing right now and the tariff wars and things that we're calling it tariff wars, whatever, going on, it's really difficult to have the subscriptions are making me mentally nuts because they are supposed to deliver on a specific date, and we are completely it's zero control for me to be able to make sure our supply and product is in this warehouse. I have tried ordering months in advance, and some of it still just randomly is late. So as a subscription right now, situation clears up and stuff starts shipping as it's supposed to ship and what we've done for all these years and gets back on schedule, it might turn into a subscription. But for now, I'm still going to plan it out. We're still going to have these packs, but they're going to launch as a product, as a bundle on the website, as opposed to a subscription. They're amazing. So this is today's complete pack. Now, mind you, this was priced with the idea of knowing that if you were an RBD subscriber, you would have gotten, if you had purchased these all individually, you would have gotten $1 off using your coupon code. So the way we priced this was we have their pricing and then we took $1 off each piece. And that's how we priced it onto the website. So you're already, if you're an RBD subscriber and you're like, I don't want to buy it because I will miss out on my deal. You're not missing out on your deal. It's built into the cost of this. It's already removed. And then on top of that, if you are an RBD subscriber, if you're part of our club, you can still use your coupon code on this, and then the whole pack will get another $1 off. So you're already getting $1 off of each item, and then when you use your code, it will still take another $1 off. So it's $21 on the website, and then if you use your code, it'll make it 20. So it's a smoking deal. So this is the complete pack today, and in here you're going to get a 20-ounce wrap. Okay, so this is similar to our black and white tumbler. I moved it. That one moved for sure. That's back here. So this is similar to our simple stems back there, but this is going to be a wrap. So this is just if you want to try to wrap it on yourself and you didn't want to budget for a $17 tumbler, you can wrap it yourself. You can cut this into a V-split. I'll show you guys my idea in a minute. Now we wanted to utilize every little square inch of these. So we went ahead and also put all these little bonus hummingbirds on the end. So you're going to get all these little mini hummingbirds. These would be really pretty on the bottoms of your tumblers to make keychain accessories, little doodads to go along with your tumblers. Okay, so this is sheet number 1. You get the whole sheet. You're going to get the 20-ounce wrap and all the little mini hummingbirds. Okay, second one, you are going to get, do this like this. This is a beautiful you know, pinks and purples in my jam. This is a daisies. This is a 20-ounce wrap as well. And same thing, it's got a strip of these little mini daisies on the side. Okay, so you get all these for your littler, smaller project, pen wraps, picture frames,
Hey, Mom.
notebooks.
Why does it look so dark?
Well, here, if I go like this, it makes it bigger.
Oh, it's brighter now.
Yeah. Well, and we're missing one of our lights because I messed it up. My brand new light. I already ruined it. So you're gonna get this one. So you get the two full sheets and all the little minis alongside. These are just like bonuses. There was no cost added because we just threw those in. So you get all those minis. Okay. Then there is the full wrap. So the other ones were 20 wraps. This is a full sheet. Okay. So this, so you can cut if you want to do a big 30-ounce, wrap this, cut this to go around the top of a 40-ounce. And then use the extra pieces as little bits and bobs. Okay, there's that one. This is a full sheet. Okay, now my idea is to cut these as a V split, cut the same V split on here as here, and then lay them into each other and have this be the bottom, and then V split these beautiful daisies in, or these as the bottom and then V split in. And so you would be doing a tumbler similar to this, where you have one V split and then the second piece would be like right here. Okay. Okay. That's my idea. Okay. And then you have this for the full sheet. Okay. Now, then this is all in the same pack. Okay. Then you're going to get a full sheet mix of these beautiful hummingbirds. There's some bejeweled ones. Noli calls them galaxy birds. So we're calling them galaxy birds. So they're galaxy birds and then these beautiful hummingbirds. Now they're going to be all mixed sizes, 2 different styles, but all mixed sizes. You get a full sheet of them. These are all individual UV-DTFs. Okay, this is not, you can see they're all individual. You can cut them apart and speckle them around on your tumblers. Okay, there's one. That's your full sheet mix. And then you're going to get a total tumbler, which I'm obsessed with these. I love total tumblers. So you're going to get a total tumbler that's going to come with some of these mandala black hummingbirds and the larger version of the little daisies that were on the strip. You get the large versions of these. Then you get your decal. It says don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. That's little me every day, just pushing those limits. I'm seeing how far I can push my body and my brain. Okay, so you're going to get total tumbler, a full sheet mixed, a full sheet wrap, a full sheet wrap, 2 20-ounce wraps, and 2 strips of mini decals for $21. All right, smoke a deal. Okay, so that's our little bundle. These are limited. Okay, we only have 23 sets of these available. I believe there's like, I don't know, I didn't look. I would be totally guessing a number. I don't know how many is left. So there's like 14 or 15 of these left. I just did a very quick little 5-minute live earlier and showed them off, but I wanted to make sure I showed them to you guys. We're going to be using these on this live. Okay, moving on. So that's this bundle. Okay, so get your love spiral, get your evergreen, throw your bundle in there, get your super scoop, check out. Oh, use coupon code love spiral and then check out. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Okay, so that bundle's up on the website. Those will be available until they sell out. There's in the teens amount of number of them. Okay, let's rhinestone. Okay, epoxy. So we're gonna do a tumbler. So what I want to do with you guys is, so make sure you get your goodies. Sorry for everybody just popping in. Buy a Love Spiral, get an evergreen for free, and use the Love Spiral coupon code right there. Get that evergreen for free. So if you buy the Love Spiral, it'll make the evergreen for free when you use that coupon code. Get your super scoop, grab your decal pack. Okay. And then now let's play. Okay. So that's all up on the website and active and available. Now, I'm going to walk through this. There's always newbies jumping in. I want to make sure, it's been a while since we really were in teaching mode. I want to get back to that place where I'm teaching and creating. So I'm going to try my best to be a little bit more on top of it. It seriously makes a difference for me in my mental health. Crafting is my space. If you don't know the origin of Little and Rose, this all came about because I gave birth to triplets and I lost myself as a human completely. And my husband finally, I couldn't leave the house because I was breastfeeding 3 babies and it was insane. And so I couldn't be away for 20 minutes. And so he took a space in our garage And because I was literally losing my mind from never leaving the house and just having crying babies on me all the time and being responsible for their life forces, and then just like completely losing myself as a human of like who I am, my identity shifting that fast. So he carved a little space out in my garage and he would just say, okay, I've got the babies, just go do stuff, go make something, because he knows that's me. I want to refinish a chair or toll paint a wall, or just I do so many different things. Like we've found this niche with you guys in this tumbler making world and now kind of dabbling into the rhinestones, but I do a lot. Once I've moved back to California, I've actually told him, I was like, for myself, for my sanity, I actually want to start doing all the things that I know how to do. We're going to film it all and we're going to still launch it on Lily and Rose as always, but crafting is my sanity. And so that's how I saved myself essentially when the girls were born 9 years ago. 9.5 years ago, almost 9 years ago. So I want to get back to that so I don't lose my mind here in California, because I'm momming it alone over here. I do have help with my mom and dad and stuff, but I mean, I'm on the day-to-day business. I'm here by myself. So this is going to be my chill hour, my middle of the day. But now what we're going to do, we're going to dive in. So if you are new to tumbler making, and you do not have to look at this, there's a lot of people who do this as a business, right? But that's not how I even started. I just like to tinker around and make stuff. So this is me also teaching you, if you just want to make yourself and your significant other a tumbler, or your bestie a tumbler, or your mom a tumbler, or your next door neighbors for Christmas, I'm going to be teaching you all of the things that you need to know. I will be teaching you the ins and outs, cheap ways to do it, cutting corners, how to financially make it work for you. And then you can always expand upon that. And I can teach you to scale it up, what to do. I will always say this is a good deal, like this, getting a pack of these rhinestones and getting this for free. When you can get your supplies for your business at a discount. So when I was a hairstylist, anytime that my suppliers put hair color on sale for, that would be like 20% off, I would stock up, because that was the best time for me to get the value, because I would still charge my clients as if I had paid full price for that, and that like it would. So I just made my margin of profit bigger when I would buy my supplies on a discount. So if you were to buy this, get this free, if you're using this on a tumbler and you're selling it to somebody, you don't go, oh, well, that was free, so I'm not going to charge them for that. You still charge them for the upgrade of putting rhinestones on whatever they want. But you got that supply for free. So your margin of profit is bigger. So that's all. This is not my first business I've owned. I've owned multiple businesses. I've been very successful in all of them. And so this is just where we are now doing tumblers. Now this tumbler, so we're going to start with the basics of the tumbler. This is a powder coated tumbler. So it's got a coating on it. That's not a problem. We're going to walk through that. It does have this rubber bottom on it, which I'm going to remove. You don't have to, but I'm going to go in there and pop it off. You can also replace this rubber bottom down the road after you get the epoxy on the tumbler. Oh, this one might not come off. I've never done a camelback one. This might be on there. Ooh, that's not coming off. That sucker is like part of the cup. Well, that's gross. Sorry, I've never had this is called camelback. I'm pretty sure I probably got this at a thrift store. But that's kind of gross because that doesn't come off. So that's just going to harbor mold in there. Eugh. Yeah, originally I was just an educator on YouTube. I didn't sell anything. And then, yeah, you guys were like, where can we buy this stuff? And I was finding manufacturers, finding all these suppliers. And then you just were like, can you just start selling it? So then I just started selling it. It's like, sure, I'll figure it out. But that's how Little Even Rose came about. Somebody's like, hey, how did you make that? I posted a picture of my geode wine glass in a Facebook group. And someone's like, how did you make that? It's like, I don't know. And they're like, well, can you make a video? I was like, I don't know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. So I figured it out, how to make a video of me doing it. And then it all spiraled and rolled downhill and got going faster than I could manage sometimes. Yeah. And now we are a supply company. So apparently this on the bottom of the camelback doesn't come off. They usually just peel right off, but that's kind of grosses me out. Anyway, we're just going to pretend that's not there. Then, okay, what you need to do, powder coating. If it doesn't have powder coating, you still need to do the step. I'm just showing you guys that if it's powder coated, it doesn't matter. Now, if this is the color base that you want to use for your tumbler, you're going to be doing these kind of colors on your tumbler. This color will work as your base color. If not, you're still going to gently sand it just like we're about to do, and then you're going to spray paint it whatever color you want it to be. Yeah, we're not on TikTok.
Yay!
Here comes Jetsy Lou. Love you. Give me smooch. Okay, so you would be doing exactly the same process, whether it's a stainless steel tumbler or one of the white sublimation tumblers. If you want the white or the stainless steel or this whatever colors on your on your powder coating to be your base color, then just that's your base color. But if not, let's say I wanted to do this as a light pink tumbler, I would just spray paint it with a light pink tumbler. Spray paint. I think I'll leave this color. I don't have a tumbler in mind for this. Do I have a tumbler in mind for this?
Yeah.
No. So we're just going to do this color.
Yes, you stick those on it.
I'm going to stick those on this.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, why don't you go out by my lights box and go pick out a glitter that kind of goes with this color. You can pick out a couple.
What? Okay. Wait, no, me.
There's a whole box of glitter.
Are you living?
I'm living. Give me a smoocher. So if you're new to hanging out with us, these are my triplets. They're feral. Go help Jitsi.
I found.
This one won't look that color though on this base because it'll take on this color. But that's okay. You want to do that?
No. Oh wait, let's go. I'll go pick the second.
The top one will work.
This one?
Yeah, that'll work. They'll both work, but that one, the purple, this will show through the purple.
Okay,
She's picked Adriel, which is one of my favorites. And then she's picked Spencer, I think, is the other one. And that's another one of my favorites. But Spencer is purple and it'll show through this. Oh, they love this.
look, Noble.
Oh, yeah, I can't get rid of them, Jay. Noble. You want to do Noble and Adriel? Two excellent choices. Okay. Noble and Adriel it is. So what you do when you're doing this, one, if you don't want to do a wet sand, go ahead and put on a dust mask. You're going to want to wear a dust mask anytime you're sanding a tumbler, whether it is sublimation ready or stainless steel or powder coated, because what you're doing is sanding that surface off. It's not wood, it's not dust, sand, sawdust. It is metal and paint, and you do not want to breathe that in because it's going to go in. You can get it down into your lungs. You're going to give yourself like COPD and all that crazy stuff. Don't do that, please. Then, so to avoid dust going into the air, just take a little water. So you got a little cup of water here, and you're going to dibble dabble onto your tumbler, and you're going to add a little bit of water. You can also just dip your sandpaper directly in. Now I'm going to use this blue as my base color. So I don't want to sand down to the silver. What I'm doing here is I'm just scuffing off the surface of this tumbler, and that way my spray paint and my epoxy will stick to it better. And yes, it does stick better.
Yeah, because like paint, you always need to take rub it in.
No, I'm getting it wet, so it's fine.
When you sandpaper squishies,
Yeah,
it makes it to the paint sticks because
Yeah.
when it's smooth, it'll
Yeah.
flake off.
yeah, they do
Because it has
squishy
nothing
remodels.
Because it has nothing to stick to.
Yeah, so we're gonna sand even the bottom. Because we want that epoxy to stick. We're gonna epoxy right over this squishy part on the bottom. Okay, so then we keep dipping it in the. I just keep dipping it in the water, and keep going. So we're just scuffing that surface up, so that everything's just gonna stick down to it better.
I'm surprised this isn't bedazzled.
People say, "Do I have to do this step?" You don't have to do the step. You don't have to do anything. You can still put epoxy on this. However, it's going to delaminate a lot easier if you don't do this step. Okay, so you can see, look, I'll see all this. That would have been up in the air, and I would have been breathing that in if I hadn't just
I can go get you more water.
Can you go wash that off in the sink? Okay.
And dazzle this.
Yeah, if I had a gajillion hours in my day, I would. But you know what? You guys take all of my time. You guys don't give me a minute, even down here while I'm going live. You're down here hanging out with me, huh? Because I don't get to do nothing.
I could. It's this good?
I'm not complaining. It's fine. Yeah, I just needed it rinsed off. Perfect. You can just leave it there to dry. Okay, can you go rinse that in the sink for me? Okay, now I've got assistance. Perfect. Okay, so now they're gonna wash that with
Kinda like what you
dish
said,
soap
like,
and
saying,
water.
Like, I need assistance.
Ah, yeah. She heard me say that to her dad. I was like, I need an assistant. He's like, I'll be your assistant. I was like, from Texas. So you do not want to use rubbing alcohol in your tumblers. Dish soap and water, rinse them off really good, dry them off really well. If you old teaching that people would teach to wipe it with rubbing alcohol to get away any dust, debris, oils on your hands. But if you don't then wash it with soap and water after the rubbing alcohol, you're going to get fish eyes because epoxy does not like rubbing alcohol. It does not like the residue, even if it's completely dried and it's like you did rubbing alcohol and the next day you come in and do your epoxy. There is still that residue from that rubbing alcohol and it don't play well with epoxy. Fish eyes are like bubbles in your epoxy.
That'd be kind of cute.
Okay. So,
oh my gosh, you can make
okay.
Like
Okay. I love you guys. Can you go back upstairs, please? Can you make sure that the dogs have been watered and put away, fed and put away? Go feed the dogs.
Oh, I just
Go.
fed them.
Okay. Then can you take them out potty?
Oh, they were down there.
Okay. This is my nice way of saying, okay, go back upstairs, moms. Got to do this. Love you. Give me some space, please.
Why?
Because I love you so much that I need the heart to grow fonder with your absence.
Why?
Jetsy. Okay, go upstairs, please. Scooch, 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 scooch. Okay. So there's nothing like being on the toilet and having direct eye contact with your kids where all three of them are hanging out in the bathroom with you and going like, Mom, for no other reason than I'm just in there. So they all come in. That's like not a joke. That's like you see all these like funny videos about it, but I'm like, that's legit. That's like life with children, even when they're 9 years old. So that's the triplets. They're the reason this whole Lily and Rose started. So this you can see it's not as shiny. You can kind of see the scuff marks on there now. What we did was just scuff the surface up. Okay, we didn't sand through to the silver. We're going to use this as our base color. The next step is to use your tack it over and over. Ooh, where's that paintbrush? I washed the paintbrush. I dried the paintbrush. Put the paintbrush away. Look at that. Wash, dried, and put it away. Okay, so then we're going to take our tack it over and over. Now, I separate my tack it over and over. This is a product that doesn't dry. So it's going to stay sticky when you use it. Now, like I said, if I wanted another base color for this tumbler, I would be going and spray painting this another base color, but they chose Noble and Adriel. These are both translucent glitters, so it's gonna really turn this color because this color is gonna go through the translucence of these two glitters. You'll see it's really cool. Adriel is a chunky stick as well, so we're probably gonna have to use a coat method. Actually, let's do hang method. I'm gonna scoop this back into here. We're gonna do hang method because we did this version last week. So we did a tack it over and over. So if you want to see the process of me applying glitter with tack, it is for me, the more usable version of doing this. Especially when you're doing chunky glitter. Chunky glitter can be really a stinker, especially for newbies if you haven't used chunky glitter before. And because this is chunky, I want you guys this technique. So we're going to do hang method on here. You're going to have to go upstairs because I'm going to be using epoxy. Can you actually get me my chemical respirator, baby? I think it's on the stairway. Is that where you put it? I carried it down here. Oh, never mind, babes. It's on my chair. Can you shut that door, though? No, I need it. Throw it away. I'm using it for something. Okay. Thanks, babes. Okay, and shut that door. Take Lulu with you. She can't be in here. I'm using epoxy.
Oh, really? That does something to dogs?
Yeah. Nobody should breathe it. Shh, hold on. I'm gonna have to pick her up here, but do you see Lulu? There's a Lulu. She's the cutest little toad in the whole wide world. She's so little, and her name's Lulu.
And her tongue doesn't even
her
fit.
tongue doesn't fit in her mouth. It hangs out all the time. And I cut her hair myself, so she's super cute because mom gave her a haircut and a bath, and she hates baths. But now she's clean and soft and silky. But she wants to be. She's like my triplets. She wish she could live inside my skin. That's where she wants to be.
Everybody in the house.
I know.
Loves me.
Everyone is obsessed with me. And sometimes mama just needs 4 inches. So, okay, we're going to suit up. So what we're going to do on this is we are going to apply this this glitter using an epoxy method. It's called Hang method. I developed this method 10 years ago and brought it into the Tumblr community. If you don't know who I am, I'm like the grandma of the Tumblr community. There was like one other person doing this when I started doing this. I didn't even know this was a thing. Like I was doing my own thing. And then when I started making videos, because this craft group asked me to make videos, is when I found somebody else doing some things. I don't know. It was this, but now it's this boomed into this thing, right? It's amazing community. But I call it hang method because we're literally going to hang this upside down when we're done with it. We're not going to put this on a turner. So this is a really good technique. If you do not have a tumbler turner, if you do not have one of these spinning machines, this is a technique that you can use before you buy to see if you dabble into this. For tumbler using hang method, I have a video on that. It's an old video, but it's still tried and true. All those techniques are the same thing that I would be teaching today. It's just 10 years later. It's the same concept. It's called hang method. You can just do this process. But we're going to attach this glitter today using hang method because this is the best to apply chunky glitter to a tumbler because the glitter is going to lay down nice and flat. So if you are new to this industry, chunky glitter can be the most difficult to get onto a tumbler and get coverage. The reason I like hang method is because the surface is kind of liquid. And so when a chunk of glitter hits it, it's going to go foop and fall and lay down super duper flat. So for example, this layer, you can see this glitter on this tumbler is very chunky. These are big, big chunks. But notice if you look here, they are super flush and flat to that tumbler. There's nothing sticking up. There's no pokies. There's no pieces sticking up. That is because this tumbler, we put a coat of epoxy down and then we sprinkled that glitter on top of that epoxy. So it goes and sucks down and goes super duper duper flat, which makes it very, very, very easy to get coverage. So that is kind of the concept that we're going to do here with this hang method. Now, when you're doing hang method, what is very important to know is if you use too much epoxy, it's going to be a sloopy mess. The goal with hang method is to use the smallest possible amount of epoxy you can to get a sticky layer onto this tumbler. This is just for hang method, okay? If you're putting it on turner, it's a totally different process, right? But we are not. We're going to be just putting this on our Dollar Tree paper towel rack. Go get these at Dollar Tree. These are super useful in the tumbler world. They cost $1. They're wonderful. I have tons of them. We're going to put the epoxy on, put the glitter on, and then we're going to go like this. And it's going to dry right there and cure up overnight. Okay. So this is kind of a key component. I'm going to suit up. You got to wear chemical respirator and you got to wear gloves. Okay. When you're doing a tumbler, I can do a 40-ounce tumbler with 2 grams of epoxy, 2 milliliters of epoxy. I've been doing this for 10 years. So that is not your expectation. That is your goal to get to the point where you're using 2 grams of epoxy. I have kind of found the sweet spot to have more epoxy, but not too much, is between 5 and 6 milliliters of epoxy. Anything over 6 milliliters, it's going to start kind of dripping down the tumbler and it's going to drip down the tumbler and it's going to take your glitter with it. But if you have 6 or less, it's going to kind of stay in place. There's not enough epoxy for it to kind of get momentum and slide off the cup. Okay, so that is important. Now, I have these little tiny cups. They're darn impossible to see, but I'm going to try to do these little tiny cups. I'm pretty adept at doing this. If you have really gnarly eyesight, and know it's going to be hard Even if the epoxy is measured by volume, not weight, I still recommend for this tiny, tiny amount to go by weight, because it's going to be more accurate than eyeballing it and trying to get this like little amount. Because you still want it to be the proper mixing as close as you possibly can, but like trying to mix 5 milliliters is very difficult because this is tiny little amount. So throw it on a scale, a little food scale if you need to. Okay, now I've done this a gajillion times, so I don't need to do that. So you need to suit up. I almost had a heart attack today. It's been a minute since I like scrolled through like TikTok crafting, and there was somebody doing a live and they had hundreds of people watching. We're doing a deep pour for like cutting boards, and they were not wearing gloves and they were not wearing masks. And it is so irresponsible for somebody to be educating and saying it's personal choice whether you wear a chemical respirator or nitrile gloves, because this is something that can cause a huge health concern for you. This, even if it is not, even if it's VOC free, even if it says organic, even if it says non-toxic, even if it says and part B, and you are mixing them together in a chemical reaction, whether you see it or not, it is emitting vapors. It is gassing off almost immediately. You do not want that stuff in your lungs. There is reason, there's a whole movement of organic vegetables, natural health, remedies and all this, because we don't want this crap in our bodies. Wear nitrile gloves. Wear a chemical respirator, not a dust respirator, a chemical respirator. Make sure you don't get this crap in your lungs. I've been doing this many, many years. And I do have over time, I've had a little bit of contact here, a little bit of contact here, a little bit of contact here, a little bit of contact here. And now over time, I now have a very severe allergic reaction to this. So I take precautions because I know what this can do to your body long term. So I'm very, very, very careful and cautious. And I will always teach you guys to be careful and cautious. So wear nitrile gloves, not vinyl, not latex. Even though vinyl and latex block the goo from getting on your hands, they do not block the vapors. They can still be penetrated by vapors. So you need to wear nitrile gloves, chemical respirator. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to mix a few grams, okay, milliliters. I'm doing it in milliliters. I don't have a scale currently here, but I've done this so many times. I know what I'm doing measurement wise because I've done this 1,000 times. Okay. But this is called the hang method. I kind of developed this because one, I hate crafting is addicting, right? When you learn a new craft, then you got to go buy 1,000 different things to do that craft. My goal with this was always to buy the least amount of extra products that I need to get the same result. So tack it over and over is a great option. But if you're like, I'm going to buy epoxy and I'm going to buy some tumblers and that's all I want to buy, that's fine, because you can apply your glitter, the same product that you're going to seal all your glitter in. You don't need spray adhesive or Mod Podge or tack it over and over, or Gorilla Glue or whatever everybody's using nowadays. Just you can get by with just using your epoxy. So that's what I'm showing you guys today. Okay, so we've got part A and part B. Sorry. Oh. Okay, so we're just gonna bloop. I'm like I said, for me, it's just because that's too much. That's right there. Sorry, when you've done it as long as me, you kind of know how to eyeball what 2, 3, 4 ml is. Okay, now since I already got the spoon dirty, we're gonna go ahead and mix that up. You're not gonna worry about bubbles. Stir vigorously. Make sure you scrape the edges. Scrape the spoon. Push it back in. Keep stirring. Okay, this is about 5 milliliters. It might actually be closer to 6. I don't need this much. I will not be using this much, but I want to kind of give you guys an idea. That's all you need. It's literally like the leftovers from another tumbler. That's also kind of how this developed for me. Was it would frustrate me when I would be doing a tumbler and I would have a little left over, because this stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, why take the chance? Exactly, Darcy. Why take the chance? The chemical respirators nowadays are comfortable. This thing, I will wear this thing for 10 hours a day. Um, you know what it does? It makes my lips so hydrated and my sinus cavity clears out so well when I wear this thing. It's crazy. So this particular mask is very, very comfortable. I have this. I'm not sponsored by this brand or anything. I have four of these now. I keep them all over the place. I buy spare cartridges. I keep them in their package until I need them. But this one is super comfortable on your face. It's a very soft bridge on the nose. I have broken my nose twice. So that's my issue, is that I have a very sensitive nose bone. And so this one is really soft and squishy, and it sits really nice on your face. So you can wear this thing for hours. And so, like, once you get comfortable with it and you're used to wearing it, it's not a big deal. So I do have to talk a little bit louder on lives, but that's pretty much about it. All right. So we do have this linked in our Amazon store. I did put the Amazon store link in the description of this video. So if you want to hop over there, you can click on that. It'll take you right to our Amazon store. You can grab one of these. I've just bargain shopped and found the cheapest one available for this brand, this exact mask, because it's the one I do like. So grab it. All right. So we've got this little slurp. You can see it's just full of air bubbles. That does not matter. Okay. And I'm going to put a few grams on the bottom. I'm not going to use all of it. That's about all I need. I've got leftover. There's still more than half of it is in there. This one's going to be a little different for me because I'm not used to having this rubber thing there, but we're going to go. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to spread it out along the bottom, kind of evenly. And then we're going to take it and we're going to push a little bit over the side all the way around. Just a little bit. There is a reason for this. It's not just random. Okay. So you want to get some of it around the outside, all the way around the tumbler. Because when you're trying to move this small amount of epoxy down the tumbler, if you take your finger and push real hard and you push all of it on, the problem is then you got to try to get it from here all the way around the other tumbler and down here. But if you have a little bit going around the whole bottom of the tumbler, then you just have to get it from here to here. Okay, so I'm going to stick my hand inside. I make sure my glove is coming all the way around my wrist because there's oftentimes I'll over push it. I only use one finger. This is what keeps everything nice and clean on my workspace. And we're going to take our finger, firm pressure, pressing pretty hard. And we're going to just repetitively push, swoop, 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 and bring it down. Okay, if you can go like this and get almost all the way down and take that epoxy with you, you've got way too much epoxy. It's going to have to take repetitive motion and pushing it down and just keep going a little bit at a time until you get that sticky surface on the whole section. Okay, so here you can see this section is dry. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to start pushing. Again, I'm using very firm pressure. If you need a little bit more, go to the bottom, slide your finger across the butt, bring up a little bit more, and push it. Now you can see it's super duper duper thin. It's just like a layer of spray adhesive glue, but this is so much better than spray adhesive glue. Okay, so we're going to push, 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 push. Push, push, push. Slide, slide, slide. If you struggle with arthritis, you can use more epoxy, push it on here, but then you've got to go through with like a silicone brush and scrape a ton of it back. Arthritis, this is a harder one to do because you've got to push, push. And your arm will get tired. Okay, there's this last section. Okay, see if there's any residual. Okay, slide, 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 slide. Okay, and now that whole tumbler is coated in an extremely thin coat of epoxy. This is what the hang method is about. Then I'm going to take my drying rack, my little paper towel dispenser, slide it in there. Okay, my glove, there's a little bit on my glove where I over pushed it. I've got my one finger that's messy. I'm going to clean that off. Okay. And now we've got this super duper thin coat of epoxy. We are not in a rush at this point. You've got like 2 hours to. It's like right now it's as wet as can good. Okay, so but we're now going to go into the next step. You can see in here, I've still got 2.5 grams of like milliliters of epoxy, so I only use 2.5. But like I said, if you use on a 30-ounce tumbler, you'll still be okay. For arthritis, use 10, but then take a scraper and scrape a ton of it off, so that you just basically leave like this thin coat. All right, now I don't have parchment paper down here. I keep forgetting to grab parchment paper. So I don't have piece parchment paper. We're going to use regular paper. I'm moving my silicone mat out of the way because glitter will just absolutely stick to that. And I'm going to bring in Adriel and Noble. So you have to decide whether you want the chunky on the top or the bottom. Maybe ask your customers. So for everybody who's popping in, we're just doing a tumbler. I'm doing the start to kind of finish version of a tumbler right now. Hopefully we have time. I've got to kind of time myself. But up on the website right now, there's a lot happening today. So if you missed it earlier, there is buy this, get that free up on the website right now. This is going to be valid and available through Friday at 9 o'clock. If you buy a Love Spiral the pink set of rhinestones called Love Spiral, you can add the evergreen rhinestones to your shopping cart and then use the coupon code Love Spiral, and that will make the green ones free. You can buy as many sets of these as you want. If you get 10 sets of these, you'll get 10 sets of these free if you put that coupon code in. There's no limit. You can buy as many as you want. Happy shopping. Have fun, you guys. So buy this. Get this. Those are the colors. They're on this tumbler. There's other colors on here too, but this is the makeup of those kind of what inspired this discount with me working on that tumbler. I was like, oh, you know what? We're gonna kind of make sure you can get versions of those colors and get a good deal. All right, so that's your coupon code Love Spiral. Glitter 50 is going to give you 50% off of all the glitter on the website. So if you like the glitter colors I'm using, or you like in any video you ever see with us, your shopping cart, use glitter 50. That's going to give you 50% off all of the glitters on the website. All right. Then there are super scoops up on the website. My husband is in the warehouse. He's going to be doing them tomorrow. He got through about 35 of them today. It's basically all these different tumbler making, crafting, epoxy art supplies from the warehouse. They're putting a ton of them in a bin. He's got this big scoop. It's like this. It's like, it's huge. And he's like, it's as big as my arm. Digging down in, scooping, and you're getting, we call that super scoop. Stuff my stocking. You don't, it doesn't come with a stocking or anything. It's just the whole concept is you can buy it for yourself and then shove it all in your Christmas stocking, and in the morning, Christmas morning, you get to open your own stocking and have all the fun things. But that's neither here nor there. If you don't celebrate Christmas or you don't do stockings, it's just a fun thing. But yeah, they're huge scoops. So that's called Super Scoop. They're up on available on the website. He's going to be scooping again tomorrow, the next day. When you order them, your name goes into the queue. I'm trying to tag. I'm not going to catch every tag. He kept going. He gave me all these names. I tagged him, and then he kept going past those names. So there's a few tonight that I missed, but we're trying to tag and let everybody know when they're done on a live so they can go back and watch it. But there's live, but we do them live. And then so grab a super scoop if you want. And then there are a new complete pack of decals up on the website. If you rewatch this live from the beginning, if you want any more info on these are smoke and deal. In this complete pack, you're going to get this full sheet UV-DTF, this 20-ounce wrap, plus all these little mini hummingbirds, this 20-ounce wrap with all these little daisy minis. These are all UV-DTFs. This is a 20-ounce wrap. The other one is a 20-ounce wrap, and then this is the full sheet. A full sheet means it's like a full sheet of paper, like an 8.5 by 11 size. So you can cut this down to be any size you want. And then you're going to get the full sheet mix of all these beautiful hummingbirds. And you're going to get this total tumbler. It comes with the word decals, some fun other little decals. We call these total tumblers because this will do a whole tumbler and make it beautiful. Okay, so we got full sheet mix, a total tumbler, and 3 full sheets. A full sheet of 2 wraps, 2 full sheet 20-ounce wraps, and 1 full sheet. Okay. If you were an RBD subscriber and you're like, well, I want to buy the bundle, but I won't get the discount. The discount, the $1 discount is already factored into the price of this. We took $1 off each thing. So that is if you had already applied your coupon code to it. And then on top of that, you can still use your coupon code to get an additional $1. So you're actually saving even more money because you're getting an additional $1 off the whole set when you purchase it and use your RBD club member. But if you aren't a club member, this is a way to get our UV-DTFs at that discount that the club members get it, because we took the $1 off each one, but the club members get it. It's a phenomenal deal. These are limited in stock, amount left when I looked this afternoon. But that's a phenomenal deal. When this pack is sold out, it's gone. This is a one-time launch. This is this week's launch of this bundle. And when this one sells out, it will probably not come back. So grab one of these if this is your jam. We're going to be using it in a minute on a tumbler. So I just want to make sure everybody who's watching knows what all the amazing deals are. There's the buy this, get that free with the Love Spiral and the Evergreen. There's the Super Scoops. There's this new complete pack UV-DTFs, and then the glitter 50 coupon code. All right, now with glitter. Okay, so I am going to pre-open my bags of glitter. I'm gonna do Adriel. I think I'm gonna do Adriel on the top and Love Spiral on the bottom. When you are doing this chunky fine mix, you want to do the fine glitter first and then the chunky glitter over. Because if you do the chunky glitter first and then you do the fine glitter kind of bunches up on the chunky glitter. It's weird. I don't know how to it, but if you've done this, you know exactly what I mean. So learn from me and learn from the mistakes I made years ago to be able to then teach them to you guys to ombre your fine glitter first and then your chunky glitter on top of it. So we're going to do the fine glitter on the bottom. So we're going to take this guy and we're going to tap. This is Noble, N-O-B-L-E. Now, this is a soft baby blue that my kiddos picked, but we're going to go ahead and apply it on here. It's going to take, it's an opalescent. It's actually a fantasy. It's a translucent glitter. So it's going to take on that deep, dark color in the background, but it is actually a baby blue. So if you were to put this on white, it's very, very, very pale blue. But because it's translucent, it's really going to take on a lot of this dark teal color that's on this cup. Okay, so we're just going to tap this on and let it shimmy down the cup. I'm almost positive this is the tumbler that I got at a thrift store. I don't remember buying this one, so it would. Okay, now you do have to be mindful when you're doing these 30-ounce tumblers. When you do your shimmy, if you let it shimmy too far, it's actually going to bunch up on this hump. So it might ombre really out nice, like waterfall out, but then you might get this clump that sits there. So be very mindful of the angle that you hold these at. And you notice I'm not holding it very upright like this because it's just going to shimmy down and land there and be really thick right there. I'm holding it at a slight angle just so it gently shimmies down the tumbler. And this is Noble. He is like crazy sparkly. Okay, N-O-B-L-E. Now, I'm going to stop, and this is where I'm going to stop with Noble, and I'm going to stick it back on my drying rack. And I'm going to take that and put it back in there. Okay, and seal it, Noble. Ooh, okay. Bring that up. Okay, now I will continue to wear my gloves because I don't want any accidental contact with that epoxy. So even though we're now into the glittering stages and I'm no longer touching the epoxy intentionally, I'm still going to be mindful and that I don't want to accidentally touch it. So now we're going to put in Adriel. Adriel is one of my absolute favorites. It's a seafoam mint color, and it's a chunky fine. And again, it's going to be that seafoam color, but it's really going to take on the properties of that aqua behind it. Now this one, I can hold it at a much more aggressive angle because we're going all the way down the tumbler over that hump. Okay. Now you can see those chunks are grabbing on really nice. I'm starting up high and working my way down the tumbler because anything that isn't covered in glitter already is what I want now to this Adriel to stick to. So if I don't mind heavy coverage, that's what I want. inside the tumbler. I'm not stressing about it because I'll just go like this at the end. Shimmy all the extra out onto my paper. Okay. Put it on the drying rack. Coming back over, picking up my paper. So see, Adriel is like this really pretty seafoam color, and it's got an electric blue that shoots off of it. If it's on a dark surface, if it's on a light surface, you don't see that electric blue as much, but when you get that black background, let me see if I can get it through the, if I can touch the, see how that electric blue, when it's on that black background, it's amazing. And both Noble, no, sorry, does Noble have it? No, Noble's opalescent. Adriel is the fancy. That's the fancy aspect of it. Okay, so now we've got that chunky glitter, and remember I said it lays down flat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our finger and gently tap, and it's gonna push that chunky glitter down flat, not fat, down flat. Now you can meat palm this. You can take your whole palm and press and press and press to go faster. Or you can just gently tap with one finger. Okay, you will lose some glitter. That's going to be fine. Okay. Press, 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 press. You will be able to when you get it nice and flat. Okay. Okay, now for the sake of just, actually I'm going to leave it. So you can see that blue, see that electric blue that pops off of it? That's amazing. All right, so that is this step on that one. Hold on. Now I'm going to put it on my drying rack. I'm not going to touch that again, so I'm going to go ahead and take my gloves off. Because these now, because I pressed onto that cup, these have a little bit of contaminant on there. So I don't want to accidentally touch those, so we're going to take those off and be done. Now this tumbler is going to sit behind me. I'm going to go ahead and stick it behind me to cure. So that's Adriel. It's going to, the crazy part is this is going to look very different even under epoxy. So that needs to cure up overnight because epoxy needs a few hours to cure. And so by tomorrow, it'll be ready for the next step. Okay, so that is getting chunky glitter onto the epoxy. But notice how super glitter sticking up. She's stuck down, so you can see all the big chunky pieces, but that glitter does not stick up because it's super glued down to that epoxy. It's like suction cups down to that epoxy. Okay, so that is why I love Hang Method. It's a way to just use leftover excess product from a different project and utilize it in a way that advances your business and doesn't cost you any additional money, and you don't have any waste because you're saving product that was going to eventually just essentially go in the trash. So you're utilizing those little bits. Right, but that's going to need, I would say 9 hours before you do the next coat. If you're going to do another coat in Hang Method, that's a whole nother video because we're not there on that step yet. But that like 9 hours, you can apply epoxy or another. So now we're going to go on to this tumbler. Okay. Oh, I might not be able to actually do this tumbler because I don't have electrical tape down here. Well, we were going to do a layer of epoxy. My goal was to show you guys the first step, and then let's say this cures up overnight, then we're at this point. Okay, this one was, I can tell this one's applied. I can just tell by the way that the glitter is anchored onto here that this was done using Hang Method as well. But this one needs to be taped off. You can see up here, there's no, we need to tape off this top part. And I don't have any tape down here. So we're not going to be able to do that because I was going to put this under epoxy tonight. All right, so we're skipping that. Hi all, I'm really late to the party. Hi Cindy. All right, so we're gonna skip that one. We'll do that tomorrow. I will call my dad and see if he's got any electrical tape that he can bring over. I might even be able to dig some up. Oh, I know. Well, there is some upstairs actually in the closet. Okay, So now we're going to skip over to the next step where we're going to play with today's bundle. I told you guys that I needed to get this under epoxy because of what was launching today. Okay, so we did this guy. This has Zade, Z-A-D-E up here. It's a digital holographic. And then this tumbler was actually this baby blue underneath that you can see sticking through. It was just like that tumbler, and I just gently sanded it. I kept the baby blue background. And so we used Zade, and we did the same technique as that, but I did a little bit of Zade from here, and then a little bit of Zade from here, and then I used Live Mix number 142 around the middle. Okay, it's funny because Live Mix 142 on camera is not pretty. It is spectacular in person, and it looks amazing on this cup in person. It just, for some reason, does not come across on camera. It's weird, because I'm looking at the camera, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not pretty. This is super pretty in person. Even there, I was like, I like it. You got a pack? All right. Yes, so we're going to use the pack tonight. Okay, so we're going to use some UV-DTFs. If you're new to using UV-DTFs, watch out, they're addictive. Okay, so I'm going to pretty much use, I'm going to save these because I have an idea for these that I'm going to do with the V-split for these, but that's not going to be tonight. We're going to work on this tumbler tonight, but these are going to be from the V-split. I will probably use a couple of these little bitty guys on the butt of the tumbler though, so that those will come, they will make an appearance. Now, for these, one, I do recommend if you're going to use a UV-DTF on a tumbler, you want it to at least fully cure for I would say 48 hours, 72 hours. Now I'm going to do what I do instead of doing what I say, because if I mess up this tumbler, it's no skin off my back. But if you guys mess up a tumbler, you're out a ton of process. Call and tell her to send me another one of these decals. It's not going to cost me another $21. And I can just strip my tumbler easily. But it's actually good for you guys to see that, yes, I say to do one thing. If you need to, it's actually good to see what I do in case you're in a bind and you need to do something and you can't wait those 48 hours because you have a last minute order and they don't have time to wait either. This is how I do it. Okay, because if that epoxy is not fully cured, or to that point, the adhesive that's between the letters. So the letters are sticky in themselves, but the carrier sheet, like right here in between here, is extremely sticky. If you have used the what is that, Cricut transfer tape, you know what I'm talking about. That Cricut transfer tape is extremely adhesive and sticky. But the problem with that is when you go that adhesive will kind of bond a little bit to that epoxy, even though it's hard to the touch, it is still not fully cured. It's still curing. And on a microscopic level, this adhesive on these decals can really like stick down to it really easy. So what I do is I cut away as much as of the excess as I possibly can around the decal. So there's very little surface space on that empty space touching the cup. So this one, it says, don't limit your challenges. And then it says, challenge your limits. So we're going to use both of those on this tumbler. Now, I am a more is more person with my tumblers. I love a busy cup. I love a busy tumbler. This doesn't have to be your personal style. You may just be like, I love this tumbler. I want to put this decals on just like this, and then I'm done, right? That's fine. This is all personal preference of what you love. But me, I love the things. I love all the things all the time. For example, this one, we did gold leafing on this one. Got it nice and smooth, sealed. Then we put electrical tape. We cut a little piece of electrical tape and laid them down like brickwork with gaps in between. Spray painted it black. Peeled up that electrical tape, made it look like a brick wall, the golden road. Got that all sealed in nicely with epoxy, nice and smooth. Then I went through and I added these black roses as kind of like a little background, little accents. Okay, laid those guys down. Laid this beautiful skull and boots and drink. It's got a dream catcher, skull and boots. Love this decal, by the way. And then I added that if I can't wear my boots, I ain't going. That's a decal we have on the website as well. I layered that all on there. epoxied over it, got it smooth, but I love all these busy little decals. I love the busyness on the cup. Busy, 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 okay? Then I went in and I rhinestoned it. If I can't wear my boots, so it's funny because on camera, it's also very hard to read these. In person, you can clearly see it says, if I can't wear my boots, I ain't going. For some reason, it doesn't translate. I think it's the bright lights kind of reflecting off it, make it hard to read. But it says, if I can't wear my boots, I ain't going. Busy cup. I love me a busy cup. So that's what we're gonna do here. Oh, Cindy, you're so sweet. Thank you, girl. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stack. I like to stack my decals. We're gonna stack decals. Okay, this one. So you're gonna get on this tote tumbler, you're gonna get some really, really big ones, and you're gonna get some big ones, and then you're gonna get some mediums and smalls and all different sizes. This is so that it's called a total tumbler. This is gonna work for any tumbler. If you're doing a 40 ounce, you can use this humongous. I'm doing a 30 ounce, so I think I'm gonna go with the small one. This is gonna be the perfect space to go on the top level without having to like bridge that gap. Okay, so then I'm gonna cut that one. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. And I like the black outline, the black hummingbirds for layering as well. So we're going to layer some of those. Now I'm going to be mindful of where I'm putting these word decals because I don't want to be layering the word decals over the black hummingbird because otherwise you're not going to see the words in the decal. Because the black and the black overlap will mute and you won't be able to see it. So I'm going to make sure that if I know I'm going to put challenger limits, I'm going to be like this. Mine is going to go on like this, where it says, don't limit your challenges. And then down low, it's going to say challenger limits. Now I could put that on the other side, but I like, well, do I want to put it on the other side? Don't limit your challenge. Oh, maybe I do want to put it there. So maybe that one right there. And then on this side, have it down low right here. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. And then I can put hummingbird floral. So I'm going to put the floral probably here for that one. And then hummingbirds, I'm going to use the small black one. Ooh, this one got plugged in there real close. I'm always trying to squeeze as much on a page as possible. Okay, so then I'm going to take the black hummingbird. Can I fit this in above the challenger limits? I sure can. Okay, so that's going to go up there. All right. So I'm going to start. I'm going to go ahead and take this black hummingbird since I know exactly, he's going to be one of the trickier ones because I want to make sure I don't have black on black. So I know exactly where he's going. So I'm going to go put him in there. This is going to be the smaller hummingbird. If you're just jumping in, we are using the new complete pack bundle that's up on the website right now. And we're mapping out our decals. Now this is going to go under epoxy. These UV-DTFs are permanent bond, but if you're putting them on a tumbler, I do still recommend putting them under epoxy because even though they are a permanent bond, your customers are going to be, we're hard on the cups. And putting them under a layer of epoxy is just going to make it that much more durable, okay? So we're going to go in and separate the front from the back. You just peel your thumb across. I just use my fingerprints and I just kind of rub it gently and peel that back away. Now, if we're putting this on a picture frame or something and we want it to be permanent bond, but we're not going to epoxy over it, you do not want to touch that white adhesive on the back. But because we're putting this under epoxy, it doesn't matter as much because it's going to be sealed in and made permanent with that epoxy. So I am just going to just carefully press this little hummingbird down. And I do not want it to stick down for very long. So I'm immediately going to go in and peel that parachute up because this epoxy is still fresh. I just did this epoxy last night and I don't want it to damage the epoxy. So we've got our first decal on. Okay, then I also know that I'm going to put a colorful hummingbird. Let's see, we're going to use this big beauty. the other side. Ooh, some of these hummingbirds are very close. We squeeze them in there to make sure we get as many on a page as possible. Because then under this guy, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put this guy like right here. So he's going to overlap that. He's going to go over this edge. And then this one is going to go over that one. So that's where my label is. So we're going to actually, since we know where this guy is going, we're going to go ahead and do this. So we're peeling that front away from that back. Sorry, the back away from the front. I'm going to lay this in right here. Okay. So going down. I always like to push the middle down first and then work my way across slowly and get that to lay down nice and flat and smooth with no bubbles. Come back over on this side. Same thing. Lay it down nice and smooth and careful. Then I'm going to go immediately and pull this up. Now I want to be careful because I overlapped it on that hummingbird. So when I pull this up from the hummingbird, Jesus. Sorry, these acrylic nails are the worst. They make it very hard to get that edge up. So I want to pull this up from that hummingbird very, very carefully, so I don't accidentally rip that piece of hummingbird up. Okay, and then just very gently peel this away. Again, being very mindful of that. I know that that epoxy is still fresh, and there's a possibility that I might rip it up if I pull too hard and too fast. I'm going to go nice and slow. So like I will teach you guys to not apply these UV-DTFs on fresh epoxy, but I'm also teaching you guys, if you're going to do it, this is how you do it. Okay, so I know that this is going to overlap this guy a little bit. Okay, here. Now I'm going to put the other hummingbird. So I know this guy's going to go right about here. I'm going to put this big hummingbird on this opposite side. But I want to make sure that these words, so we're going to be putting the challenge your limits here. So I don't want to do too much on that hummingbird's face. So we're going to go like right here with this guy, because I then know this guy is going to overlap right here. Okay. So we're going to do this guy. Again, I'm going to cut off as much of the excess as possible. That's going to help you remove it. If you don't do this, even on a tumbler that the epoxy is fully cured 72 hours, you still want to do this, by the way. It's just very important that you do it when it's uncured, because if you don't do this and you leave all of the surface space, it's going to be so hard to lift up this decal. Because when I say this adhesive is strong, I mean it is strong. So you don't want to be trying to peel up all this surface area of this clear adhesive. Like when you're doing a snow globe tumbler, y'all, you don't have to throw this stuff away. Save this, because you can use this to seal your snow globe tumbler. It's that strong. Okay, I'm going to double check this one more time. We're going to go, this guy's going to go, challenge your limits is going to go down low. So we're going to put him right here. Right here. I'm just going to kind of keep my eyes where I was going to lay him. So if you're just popping in, I'm using the complete pack right now. If you're like, oh, I love that hummingbird, where do I get it? It's on the website. It is the complete pack. It's $21 for the whole bundle. Okay. If you're an RBD subscriber, don't worry. We've already flexed that $1 off into the price. So you're still benefiting from that $1 off. And then you can still use your club membership to get an additional $1 off the whole pack. So you're actually saving an extra $1 on top of already getting the $1 off. So we've already made sure that that chunk of discount you normally get is in there. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, so see, we're starting to layer on all of our fun stuff. I can do the bottom part next. I think I'm actually going to go in and put one of these smaller flowers off the top. Because you know I love a busy cup. Okay. So I'm gonna take this smaller floral bundle so that no matter which angle you're looking at this from, it's gonna be so stinking pretty. Okay, and we're gonna stick this down here. Can somebody time check me? I have no idea what time it is. I just gotta make sure I'm upstairs to get those other knuckleheads in bed. Your limits, this is gonna go on that side, but see how it can overlap? It's gonna overlap, and it's gonna be so pretty all layered in there. Okay, but I know this side is gonna get the don't limit your challenges, then challenge your limits. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay this guy down. 8:20. Oh gosh, yep, we're gonna have to finish this tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so this one's gonna go here. Okay, this one I have to be very, very mindful of. I'm gonna lay one side down and then immediately peel that side's cover off because I don't want it to sit there too long. Where's the finger with this one? No acrylic nail on it. Because it's a decal over a decal, you want to be super careful because you don't want to rip up that other decal. Okay. All right, perfect. So I'm off this piece. So now I can go to this side. And same concept, I'm going to want to get that right off. I can always press the decal on. Oh, shoot, I flipped that. I bent the decal and messed that up. Okay. Very, very gently, very, very slowly, very, very gently remove that off from there. Now I bent it and broke it, which is not a big deal. I'm just going to go in carefully, put that piece back on. Except for I have shaky hands. It's very difficult. But this is why I love UV-DTFs, because even though I've broken it and it would, like a vinyl, you would be able to see the seam. You don't really see the seam with this. Oh my gosh, where's my tweezers? There we go. Okay, put that back on. Now, when that goes under epoxy, you're not even going to see that. Okay, so no stress. Okay, so we're going to now we're going to rub. If it doesn't come off the transfer sheet, it's because you didn't rub it down far enough. I'm not going to stress out about it right off the beginning because, as expected, crooked, because that's how I roll. Double, triple check and still crooked. Okay. I put everything on crooked, by the way, in case you're new. I literally don't hang things up in my house because I cannot hang them up straight. I can measure 45 times and still do it wrong. And so, especially when I'm live, I'm trying to rush through. I don't know that I've ever gotten a decal on straight. I thought this one was going to be straight. It's not straight. It's the crooked. That's the crooked. Awesome. Good thing it's a personal cup. Okay, so then we're gonna put this on the back. We're gonna do this tomorrow though. Now, I could have, if this was going to be for a customer, I obviously would not be doing it live. I would take my time. I would probably line it out with tape and get my baseline with painter's tape down here and then lay this flat and straight against it, knowing I'm going onto a straight line. When I'm on live with you guys, it's a willy-nilly. It's a willy-nilly. All right, y'all, I'm going to have to jam. I feel like we've accomplished a lot in this live today. That one's going to cure up. We'll get that under epoxy tomorrow. Then you can see those glitters really pop. If you're just popping in, there is the buy this, get that free, just so everyone knows. I hate when people just miss the deals because they don't miss it on the they're not part of the live when I announce the freebies. So If you buy a Love Spiral rhinestone mix, you can add an evergreen rhinestone mix to your order and then use coupon code Love Spiral. It's going to give you these green ones for free. That coupon code will work and is active through Friday. So if you aren't able to shop today, you can shop tomorrow, whatever. This coupon code will work for this freebie through Friday at 9 o'clock at night Central Time. You can get 10 of these and get 10 of these free, get 4 of these, get 4 of these free, or you can just do 1 and 1. No limit, okay? However many you put in your shopping cart, as long as there's an equal amount of each one, the Love Spiral will make all the green ones for free. Then this is our decal pack that I'm working with for this tumbler, for a busy tumbler. I'm gonna love this tumbler. For our busy tumbler. Then we are playing with that. It's $21. If you're an RBD member, the $1 off of each one is already in the cost. It's already been removed from the price, and then it's so as a bundle, and then you get an additional $1 off if you use your RBD code for this one, and get an additional $1 off, making it 20. If you are not a member of our coupon, if you're not a member of our RBD club, you are actually benefiting by buying this decal pack. You're actually benefiting the same benefits as the RBD club gets by getting that $1 off as from being a club member on this pack. So it's kind of like a little, that's awesome for anybody who is not an RBD member but loves the deal. You're automatically just part of that deal because the price of this is priced as if it was the RBD club price. And then our RBD club members, your bonus on it is that you get the additional $1 off. So that is up on the website, and then Super Scoops are up. So if you want to join us for Super Scoops, jump in, grab a Super Scoop. They're $40. If you don't know what that is, it's awesome. If you don't know what it is, just do it. If you've never participated years since we did our last one, I think it was Stuff My Stocking last year, and then it's been a crazy year, so we never got back to doing another one. But Stuff My Stocking, it's $40. My husband is filling a bin full of epoxy art, tumbler making, crafting, glitter, rhinestones, tool supplies, amazingness into these bins. He's going down and deep with this huge scooper, scooping it out, and each scoop is $40. It's complete. It's like a random grab bag. It's awesome. Very, very worth it. You're getting lots of product. I forgot my club discount code, but do you mean RBD or UV? UV. Anita, it's the UV coupon club. It's the UV club because these are UV-DTFs. So it's the UV-DTF club code. That will get you an additional $1 off this pack. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Lindsay, for the time check. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to jam. Glitter 50 is going to give you half price off of all your glitter on the website, and Love Spiral is going to get you the buy this, get that free. If you want information about the Love Spiral discount code, go to Today's Deals. There's an icon for it. Click on it under Today's Deals. It's going to tell you like what you need to make sure you add to your cart. If I know I talk really, really fast, so you can go read that there, and it'll help you through it. And then you can grab a scooper scoop. It's under Today's Deals, and this decal pack is also under Today's Deals. All right. Thank you, guys. No worries, Anita. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for letting me craft and hanging out with me while I got my mental health time in. All right. I enjoy you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.